what's up guys? It's Christian here with GoGreenBeLean.com, and today I was actually just doing this video to respond to a friend of mine who asked a couple questions about traveling and how to eat healthier on the road. And I just finished up. Right now I'm working, I do about 10 to 12 hour days, so it is kind of tough sometimes to eat well, and I work in Costco, so sometimes it's tempting to eat less than optimal, because if you've ever been to Costco, you know that it can be kind of, the choices there are really not too good. So I just was going to walk through a couple things that I do in order to try and stay on the healthier path and eat better, and also give you guys a few tips on how to go plant-based, how to adopt a plant-based lifestyle, or how to just gradually shift to plant-based eating as well. I myself I did not shift to plant-based gradually. I just went overnight. I went actually 80-10-10 raw vegan, which means, if you aren't familiar with it, it means eating fruits, vegetables, no added salts, no added oils. It's not just about diet too, it's about getting enough sleep, going outside and playing, exercising enough, being able to consume the right amount of calories for how much your body's expending. And there's a lot of other factors to it than just diet. So whereas there's a lot of people on YouTube that are just talking about raw till 4 or paleo diet or paleo primal diet or Atkins diet or South Beach diet or diet. It's like, it's just kind of all, it's not the most important thing, right? Diet is not the most important thing. So it is important, and it will definitely drastically improve your livelihood and how you feel if you start to restrict the things that are negative towards your body's function and start to incorporate things that are positive. So negative things being processed foods, refined carbohydrates, salt, sugar, anything that's not natural, found in the wild. Then so kind of like the paleo idea, then it's going to be bad for you. I'm actually a vegan, so I'm a whole food plant-based dieter, I guess, if you want to call it that. That just means I eat anything that's whole foods, plant-based. So like, for instance, agave syrup is not in my diet. I'd also say like refined sugars are not in my diet. Even though cane sugar comes from a plant, I don't eat it. Any kind of like breads, I always try and stay away from those too, because they're generally processed and they generally have all sorts of other chemicals added to them as well. Tortilla chips I also don't eat on a regular basis as well, because they're processed. They have oil as well as also salt, and generally they don't have a minimal amount of salt. They have like 140 grams of salt per like 10 chips, and I want to eat like 25 chips or 30 chips. So I make my own tortilla chips at home. I make them out of like a sprouted organic corn tortilla, or a sprouted organic brown tortilla. I don't know what it's called. Ezekiel's tortilla. It's on the website. But I'll make it out of that too. I'll chop them up into pieces and then bake them in the oven until they get dry, with a little bit of lime zest on there, little lime juice, excuse me, and it makes it like really, really crispy. And I'll take some homemade salsa that we make in our Vitamix too, and we'll just dip that. So anyways, getting to my friend's email. Yeah, so talking about traveling and traveling for work, how do you get food and fitness while traveling, time management, how do you do that? Well, my first tip is to, if you're going to be traveling, anywhere you go, you can either choose to stay in one of two places, a hotel or hostel, or you can stay in an Airbnb, right? And I like to stay at Airbnbs because, for one thing, I get a kitchen. I always get a kitchen. Hostels are the same thing. Hotels sometimes not, or if you stay in a friend's apartment or a friend's place, then you got a kitchen still, so you can make your own foods. The other thing I do, since I work like 10-day shows, is that I'll go ahead and go to the grocery store and buy like 10 days worth of groceries that I would normally eat at my house, and just stock them up in that person's fridge, and then I'll have stuff to make. Now, because I also work like 10-11 hour days, I'll make stuff for several days in a row, or I'll make stuff for breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the morning, That way I don't have to spend 20 minutes at each time. I just spend like 30 minutes doing all 3 meals. So that's another thing. The other thing too, and this is for Travis, is that I eat a lot of just fruits and vegetables. So like tonight I just had a salad with if you go over to the website, this raw vegan pesto zucchini noodles. I took that pesto sauce and I just put that on my salad, and then I steamed some mushrooms, and that literally took like 10 minutes, 15 minutes maybe. And I chopped up some avocado and put it on there. So I'm really full right now. I wanted to make some hummus too, because I kept on seeing hummus at Costco, but it has oil and it has salt and it, like all this other shit that I don't want to have in there. So I want to make hummus. So I'm gonna go ahead and make hummus in our Vitamix too. You were talking about. So I hope that answers your question. I stay in Airbnbs. I don't stay in hotels, because hotels are, most of them are kind of scummy, or the nice ones are really expensive. Plus I get to meet people, I get to hang out with people. And the last guy I stayed with was really awesome, up in Fort Worth. Thanks, Michael. You're also talking about doing a blog for a number of years now. Shoot me an email, we can set you up a blog for, I'll get it done in like 10 minutes. What it comes down to is you just have to keep on putting out content. So the more content you put out, the more people that see it. It's kind of like building a billboard. You have to build it piece by piece though, and over time it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and eventually people come and see it. And just start with some idea, it doesn't really matter. If you want to do the boxing idea, dude, just do the unboxing idea. Just film your first video, and then just like for the headline, put some sort of tag that describes, you know, her emotion and the toy you're opening up, and just keep on doing it. Yeah, I do also work for Vitamix, so I sell the blenders. I do like live demonstrations, and you know, in the demos we make smoothies, ice cream, soup. We don't do peanut butter there, but you can make peanut butter. It's like 10 different appliances. Literally, if you took, you know, a coffee grinder, a food processor, a blender, the best blender that you can think of, and gave it a tune-up, and then also a juicer too, and you took all your pots and pans, because you can cook soup in it too, took all those pots and pans and put all that on the counter, and then set a Vitamix next to it, literally you'd have this pile of kitchen appliances, and over here you have Vitamix. And it's like space, not to mention all the price, not to mention that it lasts for 20 to 30 years. Chances are what's going to happen is you guys are going to both use it. So, I mean, there's that as well. And as for the startup, the touchscreen gloves, it's called Nanotips. You can actually make your gloves touchscreen. I think I might have it over here too. Hang on. Yeah. So, this is called Nanotips. And here's the one for the cloth gloves. This is like one of the original ones though. I don't know if how they look now. I think they're like white and blue, but if you go to nanotipsgloves.com or nanotipgloves.com, you can check it out. It's pretty cool stuff. My friend Tony up in Canada put them together, and he's a motorcyclist, and he just wanted to be able to touch, you know, stuff with his motorcycle gloves without having to buy another pair of gloves. So not still working with them, but definitely a cool product to check it out. I think they're the only ones on the market that do what they do. If you have any other product ideas, man, just feel free to just email it to me. I'm gonna go ahead and share you this link to this video. And guys, if you have any questions about food, fitness, that's what I'm into. So I hope that helps, guys. If you got any questions about how to go whole food plant-based, feel free to shoot me an email. It's raw RAW Texan @gmail.com. Yeah, be sure to comment, rate, subscribe. Thanks.